Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome on back. So I brought a lovely guest with me. It's my mom, my biological mom, for those of you who are still ignorant in 2018. She's here on my channel because one, I've been telling her all about the CoverGirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation, and she finally took my word for once, and we're gonna be using that.
You take your word all the time.
Not all the time. And also we're going to be using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I've been using it for about a couple weeks now, so my mom, she's going to create her own look with the palette for the first time. So if you're interested in seeing how we achieve our looks, just keep on watching. People ask me all the time, like when I started wearing makeup, and honestly, my mom was a Mary Kay person, so yes. My first skincare was Velocity. Was it Velocity or Velocity?
Velocity.
Velocity.
They're like their teen brand.
Oh my gosh. Y'all know I'm in the color T60. Mom, what color are you in?
I'm in D70.
Okay, so see. But we have the same undertones. We are both kind of neutral undertones, so we can typically wear like the same makeup, but yeah. She's just a little darker than I am. It's okay.
Just a little more melanin.
It's fine. It's fine. But no, as I was saying, no, I started wearing makeup. The first lipstick I wore was probably your MAC Fluid.
MAC Fluid with what liner?
Chestnut.
Okay.
Now, mind you, anybody that has followed MAC, y'all know that that is super dark. And I was actually lighter than what I was when I was younger. Like, I was way lighter when I was younger. And yeah, that's what I'd be wearing. And couldn't tell me nothing.
This is not the CoverGirl of the 80s. They came with it, and it's light. The name says it's a matte, but as you can well tell, it's not, but it does dry down. That's what I like. Old eyes need more. Oh yeah. And that was probably a pump, because fortunately, well, I have a couple of hormonal situations going on right this second, but for the most part, I'm not a heavy makeup wearer. I'm a skincare person because I feel like makeup is meant to enhance and not to necessarily cover.
So my first intro into makeup, it was skincare first.
Skincare first. You were, was it? Yeah, 13.
13?
Yeah.
Yes. And my mom took me, Shemaiah French, like I'll leave her information below. She's still like in beauty now, and her face, when I talk about like her face is always beat, that is what I mean. But she was working at the Clinique counter, and my mom was like, yeah, my daughter needs some skincare, and before she gets into makeup, she needs to understand that her skin underneath her makeup needs to be prepped and clean and ready to go, regardless if she wears makeup or not. So I literally bought like what, the 3-in-1, because it was bonus time.
3-step. I to this day am still Team Clinique.
Oh my gosh. And I used that for a while. What concealer is that?
The NYX, since we're going, I'm feeling drugstore not playing with anybody. So this is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer.
So if somebody were to ask you like what it was like growing up or raising me, what would you say? Because people, they are so surprised when they actually meet me in person.
Jennifer, first of all, is an only child, and so I think that in and of itself is a challenge, because her playmates were really me, her, my grandmother who raised me, which was her great grandmother, and my grandmother's sister, her Nana, or as we affectionately call in the family, Honey. And so for the most part, Jennifer's playmates were all people that were at least 20 to 50 years older than she was. And so she often was either the entertainment or she was being entertained. And you can imagine what 50-year-olds and 30-year-olds talk about. Not much of anything, but She was adventurous. She was a go-getter. She could play, but she could be by herself. And so she has this imaginary friend, y'all. This Patrick Star powder.
I told you it was what's up. I'd use either that powder or I use my Dermablend, y'all. Like,
wow.
If y'all been on my channel, y'all know Dermablend and Patrick Star's powder. Listen, Mom, I tried to tell you.
Well, and the thing is,
I just did. It's too much work.
Well, and for me, makeup was always just an enhancement, and I'm learning from you. Woo. I'm learning from you how to let it be fun. So I'm gonna start with that Riff color.
I'm gonna start with the color next to it, Still Shot. It's a nice coral. I don't know why, but I like it today. It didn't speak to me a couple of tries ago, but I'm just gonna buff that into my crease. So it is 2018 still, and it bothers me still to this day how people assume, like, whenever they see me and my mom, they're like shocked that we're like mother and daughter. Like, we expect y'all to be friends, but y'all are really mother and daughter.
Now, we have gotten sisters. We've gotten that from time to time.
Just recently. But mind you, it's always,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you've heard the story of your birth.
Oh man, oh my goodness. This is how y'all know I was raised by like old school people that grew up during the Great Depression. I'm gonna let my mom tell the story because she was there. I was just coming into the world, so I don't remember.
So, okay, you have to kind of work. She was a difficult pregnancy, which should have told me that she was gonna be a challenging child. I had preeclampsia, which is basically high blood pressure. And
man, get to the moral of the story.
Okay. And then they hand her to me, and she's...
Oh yeah, my mom didn't know what I was. She didn't know what I was until I got here.
This is back in the old days when you didn't have reveal parties with balloons and dust and cakes. You know, I'm old school, so...
My mom didn't know what nobody knew what I was until I got there.
No, and I was just sure I was having a boy. Just put it like this, she was quite fair, and she had these gray, glassy, blue, sapphire-looking eyes. It was the strangest thing, but I knew she was mine because as soon as she heard my voice, she looked right at me. I was like...
The nurse didn't believe it though.
So, you know, they take her off and they take care of her because, of course, there were health challenges that we were concerned with. So now I think I'll use Baja.
That is a really good orange color. I like it.
Okay, I'll go with Baja. So...
I'm gonna take Good It's Gone.
Later on, they do what they do for people, and I'm needing my baby. I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby now. So they bring the nurse, which this is 1990, so it's not like it was that long ago. So the nurse...
Molly, you in trouble, girl.
The nurse brings her in, and she checks Jennifer's band. She checks my band. She checks Jennifer's band. She checks my band. I'm like, if you don't give me that one that belongs to me that I just spent a long time laboring to bring into the world, we're gonna have a problem. And just at the time, because it registered that she was challenged with making sure that Jennifer was mine, she was bringing her to the right mom. By that time, Jennifer's dad walks in, and Jennifer's dad, she favors him quite a bit, and it made more sense because he's fairer. She has the same skin tone as her dad, so I guess it made more sense. But that stuck with me in not a good way, because I feel like, given American history and given what we know about American history, anybody can birth anything and they match. So that's that. So when she was, and of course after her dad and I divorced and I basically raised her as a single mom, you know, it was Jen and I. So whenever I would take her places, because I'm the mom, I was always active and there, but
almost too active.
Whatever. I was always there, but I didn't like other people's children. And
head of the PTA. She was always the mom with the back seat full of Capri Suns and Lunchables. Like, she was that mom.
Yeah, but
always in the mix, some way. So always knew what was going on.
I'm straight.
Whatever. Alright, so for my lids, I'm just gonna do stranded, because you know I'm gonna mix stranded and blaze together and see what happens. I don't have a plan. I never have a plan.
Yeah.
Just know what I just know I can't be out here looking crazy. That's all.
And that's the difference between the two of us. She's very, well, in certain things, she's very kind of, let's throw it up and see what happens. And in other ways, again, when it comes to her professional life or education, she's very much about that business.
Y'all better go get y'all some plans. Put some goals together.
But me, I'm pretty, her nickname, which I'm not offended because it just is what it is, but her nickname for me is
Practical Patty.
Okay.
Cause she's so practical. We were on a cruise earlier this year and we went to Jamaica.
Oh, she's pretty.
We went near the Caribbean, somewhere in the North Atlantic Ocean. We were there. Check my Instagram if you don't believe me. And on the cruise, you have nothing but time on a cruise ship.
That was fun. That was an experience. I'm glad I did.
I'm like, Mom, let's go outside. Let's go to the front of the boat. I'm fine right here. No, Mom, we gotta go.
Why are you telling people that?
The best pictures are taken right over here. I'm fine right now.
But by the end of the cruise,
After a ton of coercion and a lot of people taking pictures, like, whatever.
shout out to my classmates. That was one of the best trips of my life.
I'm really, really passionate, and
Just
my mom,
extra.
and my mom is so like, not like at sporting events. She's one of those. She does golf claps, like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my god, at Oklahoma football games. This is my mom.
I mean, if it's a really good play, I'm like,
First
okay.
down, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. First down, first down.
It doesn't do all that extra.
We score a touchdown. If we like a point ahead of somebody, she's like,
Yeah.
the only time I've ever seen her out of her shell and really just her high school homecoming. So I'm gonna go in with Wanderlust.
It's Wanderlust. Wanderlust.
Wander.
Yeah, you know how.
I thought Wander was. Mom, you can at least use some highlighter. Like, step outside the box.
So do you see these cheekbones that,
I get them honest.
I mean, I don't do a lot of highlighting. So extra.
No, it's not. Oh.
Woohoo! Ooh, I'm gonna have to pat that down. I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Who would have thought when I dragged you kicking and screaming to that Clinique counter all those years ago? Kicking and screaming, y'all, because this was a tomboy.
Listen.
Nike kicks, basketball shorts, and a tank. That was her uniform.
A true Negro.
And I had to encourage her when she got up a certain age to be a young lady. And here she is. I am woman, hear me roar.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Helen Reddy.
Oh my goodness. Mom, you telling my
I know, I'm telling my age. I know.
Have you used this spray?
Mm-mm.
Man.
Okay.
Let me show you what it's like. Look.
Ain't that enough?
It's never enough setting spray.
Okay. Ooh, she's dewy. Does it dry down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because right now it looks dewy. Because my skin is oily, so. But it does smell good.
Man, listen.
It does smell good. I see how you can.
And it's hot.
That's it. You know what?
It's hot.
Put that in the refrigerator. You might be on to something. You might be cooking with gas.
Look at you, Mom. I see you done found one of my good wigs. This cool.
You know, in Rome, you do as the Romans.
But yeah, it's hot outside, so this might be as good as our clothes gonna get today, because I checked the temperature and oh my God, it's hot. But yeah, these are our finished looks. Y'all, if you like the video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, what on earth are you waiting on? Just be like Nike and just do it, alright? What are you waiting on? And then also make sure that you're checking in with me on all of my social media accounts. We are pretty lit over there as well. So I'm just saying. But yeah, and of course, y'all get to meet my mom. This is our first time, but definitely won't be her last time on my channel. But as always, that's all the time that your girl has today. So until my next upload, remember that kindness doesn't cost you a thing, but your attitude will cost you everything. So remember to be kind and be you.